On the docket tonight, the disappearance of Madeline Soto. She went missing in the Orlando area, just 13 years old. We really have some sad news tonight. Here's photos. Let me show you some photos of Madeline and her mom. There's her mom with her daughter, teenage daughter. You know, the bond between mom and daughter is special. It's absolutely special. But a man has been arrested. Stephan Sterns, here he is. This is tough. The Orange County Sheriff's Office announced something on Twitter X. Let's take a look at what they have to say tonight. Madeline Soto's body has been found at about 4:30 today off of Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County. The Sheriff's Office search teams located the body of Madeline Soto in a wooded area. Her family has been notified. There's no additional information to release, and Kissimmee PD is the lead agency in this homicide investigation. You know, you hold on to the hope to the last moment, right? You're just hoping that maybe, you know, she's locked up somewhere and you'll find her alive, but that's not the case here. Here's the Orange County Sheriff with more information tonight.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephan Sterns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day. We have video evidence that shows Stephan Sterns discarding items in a dumpster in that apartment complex in Kissimmee at 7:35 on Monday, February 26. Detectives later recovered Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop from that dumpster. At 8:19, we have evidence that shows Stephan Sterns returning to the complex, and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead at that time.
Okay, folks, first court appearance is happening tomorrow, Saturday, for Stephan Sterns. And now that Madeline's body has been found, things have gotten much, much more definitive, I believe, in this case. Let's bring back in our think tank, Bernardo Villalona, Brian Watkins, Ben Chu with us. Brian, it seems to me this is a case that's going to have a lot of evidence. I mean, they're talking about video already, the forensic evidence that they're going to get from his car. And they found her remains relatively quickly. I'm sure they'll be able to get evidence from there as well. Your thoughts tonight?
Yeah, it seems like an overwhelming amount of evidence. You know, he's going to have to do a lot of explaining to even have a chance of, you know, mounting a defense in this case. You know, I'm curious as to what the cause of death was, but the evidence thus far seems very overwhelming for him.
Yeah, Ben, I suspect that there's a possibility that they'll attempt to get a confession from him and have been working him. I don't know if he's gotten counsel yet. He'll be making his first appearance tomorrow. But this is a case where it was solved quickly, which to me speaks volumes. If it's solved quickly, it means there's a lot of evidence, which means they were going in the right direction, and they've you know, found things that they need in order to make the arrest and ultimately to make some charges here for the murder of Madeline.
Yeah, Vinny, I agree with you and Brian. It sounds overwhelming.
And Bernardo, what do you suspect will happen here? How this case will evolve? Do you think this becomes one where whoever ends up representing him, probably a public defender, is going to have him evaluated and go that route?
Well, the defense attorney will probably, of course, have him evaluated if he believes that there's some kind of mental defense that exists or he's not able to communicate with his client. Usually you can tell that early on. But if he's not able to communicate with his client, obviously all the proceedings stop until he's evaluated to the extent where he is competent to proceed with the proceedings. But what I'm curious about, Vinny, because what we see is sexual charges you see that early on. It's what's the evidence for these sexual charges that they're able to bring so early on? Because we don't see the homicide charges yet, but that, of course, would change once an autopsy is completed on her body.
Yeah, I think this guy, potentially or allegedly a sicko that is recording some of this stuff on his phone and has some videos and images. All right, think tank, stay where you are.